Problem solving involving radicals. In this lesson, we are going to test your skills in solving problems involving radicals. Since we are done with equating the radicals or its equation, now we are here in problem solving. Let's proceed. Let's recall the definition. The symbol nth root of a raised to the power of m is called radical. A radical is an expression containing the sign root, called radical sign. In the symbol nth root of a raised to the power of m, n is called the index, which indicates the degree of the radical. A raised to the power of m is called the radicand, and m is the exponent of the radicand. Radical equations are equations containing radicals with variables in the radicands. Let's try to answer this example, problem 1. We have the square root of the sum of two consecutive integers is 7. Find the two integers. So let's try to situate the problem. Please analyze the problem deeply in order for you to come up with the correct equation or correct answer. In our solution, let x be the first integer and x plus 1 be the second integer. Square root of x plus the square root of x plus 1 is equal to 7 is our equation. So just try to go back to our problem. It says that we need to find the two consecutive number which is equal to 7. So in the steps in solving the equation, first is to eliminate the radical sign. So let's raise the equation to the power of 2. Now we have x plus 1 is equal to 49. Why is it 49? Because 7 raised to the power of 2 is just simply equal to 7 times 7, which is equal to 49. Now let's simplify the equation. We have 2x plus 1 is equal to 49. Now let's try to eliminate 1, or let's apply the addition property of equality by adding its additive inverse. Now we have 2x plus 1 plus negative 1 is equal to 49 plus negative 1. Because in the addition property of equality, whatever you added on the left side is what you're going to add on the right side. Now in simplifying, we already have 2x is equal to 48. Since 1 plus negative 1 is equal to 0, and 49 plus negative 1 is equal to 48. Now the remaining equation is 2x is equal to 48. 2x over 2 is equal to 48 over 2. In order to find x, let's divide both sides by 2 in order to find its value. And 48 divided by 2 is equal to 24. Now the value of x is 24. To find the second integer, substitute the value of x to x plus 1. X plus 1 as the second integer, substituting x, which is 24, to x plus 1 is equal to 24 plus 1, which is equal to 25. Thus, the two integers are 24 and 25. Let's proceed to our second example. We have problem number 2. 4 more than square root of a number is 5. What is the number? As we read the problem, please analyze the problem deeply in order for us to come up with the exact equation, or in order to find what we are looking for. In this problem, we have what is the number. That is what we are looking for. And for our solution, let x be the number. 4 plus square root of 5, 4 plus square root of x is equal to 5. And that is our equation. And in order to find x, we need to apply the addition property of equality by adding its additive inverse of 4 in order to find the value of x. So substituting, adding negative 4, we have 4 plus negative 4 plus square root of x is equal to 5 plus negative 4. Now let's simplify the equation. We have now square root of x is equal to 1. Since the x still has its root, we need to eliminate the root by raising the equation to the power of 2. And now we have x is equal to 1. Since 1 squared, or 1 times 1, is just simply 1. To check whether the value of x will satisfy to the general equation by substituting its value to the equation. As in our equation, we have 4 plus square root of 1 is equal to 5. We are now substituting the value of x, which is 1. It's equal to 4 plus the square root of 1, which is 1, is equal to 5. And 5 is equal to 5. Then it satisfies to our equation. Now let's proceed to our problem number 3. The legs of a right triangle are 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters. Find its hypotenuse. As you can see, we will apply it to the right triangle since we are finding its hypotenuse. Now let's try to situate the problem deeply. So what we are looking in this problem is its hypotenuse. Let's proceed to our solution. In a triangle, we have 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters. So what we are looking is the hypotenuse. And the formula of a right triangle is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Let a is equal to 3 centimeters and b to 4 centimeters. Now let's substitute it to the formula. We have 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to c squared. Since it is our hypotenuse, c squared is the hypotenuse, we need to find the value of c. Simplifying, we have 3 squared is equal to 9 and 4 squared is equal to 16. And let's simplify the equation. Since it has the power of 2, we need to square root the left side. We have square root of 9 plus 16 is equal to the square root of c raised to the power of 2. We need also to find the value of c. That's why we are squaring it also. Now we have square root of 25 is equal to c, since 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. But we still have the radical sign. We need to eliminate the radical sign, or we need to simplify the equation, which is the square root of 25. Now we have c is equal to 5, since square root of 25 is equal to 5. To check whether the value of c is correct, let's substitute it to the formula, which is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Substituting, we have 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared. Now let's simplify. We have 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. So 9 plus 16 is 25. Now it is equal. Thus, the value of c is 25. Proceeding to our problem number 4, we have a number is increased by 2. The square root of this result less the square root of half the number is 3. What is the unknown number? As you can see, it is a bit harder because we need to analyze deeply the problem. It says here that a number is increased by 2, which is simply equal to x plus 2. The square root of this result less the square root of half the number is 3. So let's proceed to our solution. We have, let x be the number. So the square root of x plus 2 minus the square root of x over 2 is equal to 3 is the equation. Since it is the equation, in order to find the value of x, we need to eliminate the radical sign. So let's raise the equation to the power of 2. Now let's simplify. What will remain are x plus 2 minus x over 2 is equal to 9, which is equal to, in this equation, again, we need to apply the addition property of equality by adding its additive inverse. Now we have x plus 2 plus negative 2 minus x over 2 is equal to 9 plus negative 2. Now we have x minus x over 2 is equal to 7. Since 9 plus negative 2 is 7 and 2 plus negative 2 is 0. So what remains on the left side is x minus x over 2, and on the right side is 7. Now let's multiply 2 to the equation. Since we have a denominator on the binomial x minus x over 2, we need to eliminate 2 on the denominator by multiplying 2 to the equation. Now we have 2 times x is 2x minus x. Since 2 will now be cancelled, is equal to 14. Since 2 times 7 is 14. Let's simplify. X is equal to 14 because 2x minus x is simply x. And what remains on the right side is 14. Now we have our value of x. Then substitute the value of x to the equation. Now we are substituting the square root of 14 plus 2 minus the square root of 14 over 2 is equal to 3. And again, applying the steps in solving an equation, we need to eliminate the radical sign by raising the equation to the power of 2. Now we have 16, because 14 plus 2 is equal to 16, minus 14 over 2 is 7, is equal to 9, since 3 squared is 9. Now we have 16 minus 7 is equal to 9. Now it is equal. 9 is equal to 9. So the value of x will satisfy to our equation where x is equal to 14. Since it's satisfied to the equation, then the number is 14. Now we have solved the problem. For more problems to answer, please click the link below, www.facebook.com/teacherfranz/. I hope you've learned something from my discussion.